Hello everyone, and welcome to this introduction to serverless computing. In this video we're going to take a look at some basic definitions as well as some specific examples of serverless computing. So let's go ahead and jump into the material. So what is serverless computing? It is a cloud computing model in which the cloud provider manages the infrastructure and automatically allocates and provisions resources as needed. And this allows developers to focus on writing code. So there actually is a server behind the scene, but the way the service is set up, it's abstracted away from you so you don't have to worry about servers and operating systems and largely a lot of the provisioning as well. So it really simplifies and allows developers to just focus on writing code, and the deployment then is very simple. So let's look at a lot more detail about serverless computing as well as some examples. So how does serverless computing work? Serverless computing works by running code in ephemeral containers that are dynamically created and destroyed by the cloud provider without requiring the developer to manage the underlying infrastructure. So that's a lot. So ephemeral it refers to the nature of the temporary nature of these containers that are created. They're created on the fly for a specific purpose. The function executes, and then as soon as the function is done, the container is destroyed. So by doing this, you get a number of advantages that we'll talk about in the upcoming slides here. But one of the primary advantages is you're only paying for what you need. In a servered environment, if you want to call it that, you have to have infrastructure running all the time. And so if there's no code running, you have to pay for that resource to be running all the time, 24/7 by 365. In this environment, it's a transient or a temporary thing. New containers fired up, function executes, and then it exits right away. And so you're only paying for what you use. So it's a very efficient model. Let's look at some more details. So we've already talked a little bit about this, but what are the benefits of serverless computing? The first one is scalability. Serverless computing can scale up or down automatically in response to changes in demand. So really there's a pipeline of requests that come into a serverless cloud computing service, and those things are queued up and satisfied on demand. So you don't have to worry about having capacity to run these. This is automatically taken care of by the service. Cost effective. Serverless computing allows developers to pay only for the resources they use rather than paying for fixed infrastructure. So again, this is an on-demand service and you don't have to pay for fixed capacity. And because of that, it can be very cost effective in that these individual allocations are very inexpensive. The last one is reduced complexity. Serverless computing eliminates the need for developers to manage infrastructure, reducing complexity and improving productivity. So again, you don't have to worry about patching the operating system, having server physical hardware updates, those kinds of things. It's a very simple environment to get going. So the following are some examples of serverless computing. The first one is AWS or Amazon Web Services Lambda service. A Lambda service is a computing service offered by AWS that allows developers to run code without provisioning or managing servers. And some competing services that are very similar are the Azure functions offered by Microsoft Azure and Google Cloud functions offered by the Google Cloud platform. Very similar services, and other cloud providers also have similar serverless functions as well. So let's go ahead and look at some more details of one of the primary services, Amazon AWS's Lambda service. So now let's look at an example of Amazon Lambda or AWS Lambda. The Amazon Lambda server allows developers to write code in a whole bunch of different languages. Some of the ones shown here are Python, Java, and Node.js. There's actually a ton more languages, things like C#, all kinds of languages that are support. And again, by using this model, developers can create a Lambda function very quickly and easily without having to worry about with infrastructure, and they can interact with other Amazon services such as the S3 storage service, a DynamoDB table, or a message in an Amazon SNS topic. So very flexible. It's very highly integrated with other Amazon services so that you can respond to messages, all different kinds of things. So let's look at just a little bit more detail as well. So as mentioned, the Lambda service is very flexible. It can be triggered by a variety of events such as an API gateway request, a timer request. You can even trigger it with when somebody uploads a file into an S3 bucket, for example. So when a Lambda function is triggered, it automatically provisions, again, the necessary infrastructure to run the function, and then it deprovisions or destroys the container when it's complete. So a very simple model. In summary, serverless computing is a cloud computing model that offers many benefits, and we talked about those of scalability, cost effectiveness, and reduced complexity. And it really allows developers to focus on writing code without having to worry about the server and infrastructure environment. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much. If you'd like to learn more about cloud computing, check out my class, Introduction to Cloud Computing, on my website at courses.destinedlearning.com. Thanks again, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye-bye. Thank you for your interest in this video. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up button. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing to my channel, and you can check out my classes on my website at courses.destinedlearning.com. Thanks again, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.